Hi everyone, and welcome to Virtual BioC 2021. This part of the opening remarks is pre-recorded so that it will be available to you in the same format as at the reference booth throughout the conference. First, I'd like to remind you that the Bioconductor Conference is governed by a code of conduct. First, most importantly, there's no harassment tolerated here. If you're unsure and things are getting heated at some point, as a general rule, focus on software and science and the reasons that everyone is here rather than on attributes of an individual. Second, this is a public forum and social media will be in use. Any conference content may be posted on social media. These conference sessions will be recorded and they'll be on AirMeet for participants to watch after the session is over, and they'll be eventually posted on the Bioconductor YouTube channel. Finally, we want to maintain a welcoming environment, and that means no intellectual bullying, belittling, or trolling. If you do observe a violation of the Code of Conduct, I ask you to please send us an email. You can also file an anonymous report, or while you're in the conference, you can use in-platform flagging of inappropriate posts. And as a reminder, this does apply to all online bioconductor forums such as GitHub, Slack, and the Bioconductor support site. I'd like to take a moment to give a really warm thank you to our sponsors who have supported the Bioconductor open source mission and helped make this a really affordable and accessible conference. This has been a wonderful year of support from more sponsors than we have ever had before, and it really enabled us to go further in this conference than we ever have before. A very quick overview of the components of BioC 2021 from the schedule. We have 11 long format workshops, 21 package demos or short workshops, 50 contributed talks, and 37 posters. This is the largest, most ambitious bioconductor conference that we have had yet. We also have all of these other components of the program: keynote talks, birds of a feather session, meeting sessions for the Technical Advisory Board, Community Advisory Board, and core team. We will have Bioconductor Awards, lightning talks, a career information panel, as well as a job board and sponsor booths. And I'm not going to go through all of this. I'm only going to go through a couple of parts that are maybe less easy to figure out through the platform, but I do want to note to keep your eyes out for surveys for talk, poster, and workshop prizes. First of all, lightning talks. This is your chance to present something to the audience, even if you didn't submit it during the earlier periods when we took abstracts. The deadline that we will have a lightning talk session on Friday, August 6th at 3 p.m. Pacific time. The deadline for submission is the day before at noon Pacific time. Here is a link for submitting a lightning talk. This is a 4-minute long talk. They are first come, first serve. They must strictly adhere to time and should just have a few slides. This is always a fun part of the conference, and you get to see people's really last-minute bleeding edge work. I want to point out a couple things about the long format workshops, only because they differ from other aspects in that they are accompanied by a GitHub repo, which is an R package and an associated package down site, along with a Docker image and a free Cloud RStudio instance to run the workshop not only during the conference but afterwards. So you can run those in the cloud for 8 hours at any time for free. You can run them on Docker locally. And I could also mention that you can run them in Singularity on high-performance computing clusters, although that's a bit more work to get set up. There was an intro to workshops and icebreaker earlier this morning where you can see some more discussion of this, and the slides from that presentation are here. The posters should mostly be available at the F1000 Bioconductor Gateway, where we've encouraged presenters to upload their posters, but they will be presented live at 2 times during the conference. And they will be available in the booths area for the entire conference, but we will have these 2 live sessions thanks to our 2 platinum sponsors on Thursday and on Friday, with prizes to be awarded after those sessions. There are a couple of ways to develop a personalized conference schedule. One way is from the BioC 2021 website. There is a calendar there where you can change the time zone to your own, and you can add those events to the calendar of your choice. And a second way is within the AirMeet platform. So this is what the calendar looks like, and the second way is within the AirMeet platform by clicking on Remind Me to add things to your schedule. Anything that, whether it is in your schedule or not, you can watch replays of completed sessions a few hours later just by navigating back to that session. There are a few modes of communication that you can use during the conference. There is a BioC2021 channel on the BioC Community Slack channel, which you can sign up for here. There are several options within the platform. There are public options with session-specific chat and event-wide chat, and there's also a lounge area with named and unnamed tables. There was an announcement earlier today that you should still be able to find where you can request to have a table named to help find other people with similar interests. And there are also individual options through speed networking and requesting a meeting at booths or with individuals. And that's all the AirMeet introduction that I'm going to give you, but I will mention that in the booths section, you will see right at the top a BioC reference booth where we will have some important links, an option to chat with us, and also some tables where you should be able to find members of the organizing committee. For other information about the AirMeet platform, there is a table 1 in the lounge area that will have an AirMeet representative available there all of the time, where you can go to ask questions, and there is also help from AirMeet through their Guide to Participants video and a step-by-step guide on how to use AirMeet. And last but not least, I'd like to thank the incredible hard work of the organizing committee who has brought this to each year. It's the largest organizing committee that we have ever had, and I think it shows in the ambitiousness of our program. I tried to give some credit here in terms of the kinds of work that people did in administration, program development, seeking sponsorship, and developing the technology for the conference. All of these people worked hard. I'd just like to make an extra call out to Erica Feck, who did an enormous amount of work in making this possible. Thank you, and enjoy BioC 2021.